What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pylons with Opinions. This is episode 10. I'm your co-host, Fulton Logan, alongside Aaron Hodgson. Hodgie, how we doing?
Not doing too bad. Just woke up from a brief nap. I was eluded from sleep last night because I thought I could finish off my ice cap at 20 to 11 at night. Needless to say, you can't do that.
Well, you can do that.
At a reasonable hour. You can, but I can't. And go to sleep at a reasonable hour. I actually got to stay up and watch a couple good movies. Couple American Pie movies. I forgot how good those were. Those are classic movies. But yeah, so brain's a little muffled. So we'll see how today's episode goes. But this is episode 10. Can't believe we hit the 10 milestone.
Double digits, pretty good.
Yeah, double digits without someone telling us to please stop doing what you're doing.
Well, no one says stop yet, but we got a message the other night. Actually, it was at 2:00 in the morning from B Shabib 98, and he wrote in and said, "Hey guys, just wanted to let you know I can't sleep because I'm thinking about how you left the Blackhawks off your top 5 jersey chat in the new pod."
Oof. Well, B Shabib. I thought about that too after we got off, that I was surprised neither of us had them on there. I will say their black jerseys are sleek, but I'd say in general, like their red jerseys and their logo is more of an iconic jersey and logo more than, I think there's better jerseys out there.
I think there's nicer jerseys.
Yeah, there's nicer jerseys, but if we're making a list of iconic jerseys, I'd put them probably in the top 3. I
like their black jerseys too. I think their home and away ones could use a little update.
Yeah, they're not too bad, but yeah, just maybe a little touch up here and there, and you never know, they might crack the top 5.
Fair enough. Well, let's just get right into it here.
Yeah, let's do it.
If this is your first time, congratulations. Pylons with Opinions is a weekly podcast where we debate some hot topics in sports and other aspects of life that are completely opinion-based, as we have zero credibility. If participating in the show interests you, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PylonsPod and submit topics and questions. Reminder that it's staff parking only outside and violators will be towed. Today we will discuss
some guilty pleasure songs or music you don't exactly play on the aux with your friends.
The better movie character, Han Solo or Indiana Jones.
And with the recent news of the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater game being released, we're going to talk about some classic video games we used to crush in our childhood.
So that's, there's no sports in there, really. The sports are kind of dry right now.
Yeah, with our huge milestone of 10 episodes, 10 weeks, we decided to throw a curveball to our listener. And, we're just going to talk about some everyday topics.
I mean, dude, the only thing going on in sports right now that we've already talked about a couple times, I think, is, like, how they're going to bring it back. And to be honest, I just don't really want to talk about that, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Actually, today there's the golf match between Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy versus Ricky Fowler, and I want to say his name's Dustin Wolf? Something like that?
Yeah.
It's like a charity game, and I was watching that for a little bit. It wasn't too bad.
Dude, golf's back, dude.
I know, I'm excited
We're
for golf.
We're actually allowed to golf now.
Yeah, well, golf's not just back on TV, it's back for everybody.
Well, Nova Scotia, anyway.
For Nova Scotia, yeah,
that was big news. I have my first round booked for Wednesday, and I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I have my first round for tomorrow, and I am excited. I actually finally figured out my drive, because that's why I was up I stayed up all night because I was so excited to hit the old driving range this morning. I was out there striping the ball. Finally figured out my drive. I'm not hitting it 50 feet to the left. I did send a couple over the netting on the left side, but
I mean that happens.
That happens, and that was before I figured out how to actually stand and with my drive. So I figured it out, and I'm starting to hit them a little bit more straight, and even a little bit to the right, which never happens. So I'm excited to get out on the course and see what happens.
You know what I say? Like every time I golf, every time I hit a tee shot in golf,
yeah,
like 1 in every 20 drives is going straight. So that's like. And you're only taking 18 not even 18 drives on a round. So I'm probably hitting probably averaging less than 1 good drive around where it actually goes where I want it to go.
Yeah.
And so every time I hit a tee shot, I look at whoever I'm golfing with, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, this is why I like baseball better than golf. Because in baseball, you're doing good as long as you just hit the ball. It doesn't matter where it goes. As long as you hit the ball, you're doing pretty good. In golf, dude, not only do you have to hit the thing, it's got to go where you want it to go.
Yeah, there's a proper motion to hitting the ball. I swear, this summer, I'm gonna be the biggest golf nut. Like I'm diving into it. I'm gonna improve my game and just I'm just gonna dive right in and become the biggest golf nut out of our friend group.
Yeah, dude, I love golf. Like, there's not a whole lot of sports out there where you can drink beer and play.
Exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, at our age now, you can get away with drinking beers on the benches with sports, but
that's true. But like
golf is probably the most like accepted and fun to do.
I think golf is like the only sport I should say that you can play better when you're drinking.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's like beer pong. I remember, like, if I crush like a 6-pack while playing hockey, I'm gonna want to throw up. I remember last year, we have this thing every Christmas. On Christmas Eve, we go out to, or it's like the night of the 23rd into the 24th. We go to Centennial at midnight, and we play till about 2:30 in the morning. Just a couple guys play some pickup hockey. It's a lot of fun. Like, we go out, have a couple drinks, just
intramural shit.
Yeah, and this year I crushed probably like a 6 or I crushed a lot of beers like before I got there and while I was there.
Right.
And like by the end of it I could barely fucking skate. Like if I was to put any effort into skating, I felt like I was gonna puke. Yeah. It was fucked.
Dude, I was in a beer league softball tournament a couple summers back.
Oh, that's another one where you can get away with it.
Yeah, but like, man, like if you're not careful, it was probably like a 30-degree day. And, so I'm just, like, on the bench, pounding back beers. And I go up to the plate, and, like, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. And I hit. So the pitch comes in, and I hit it. And, like, I just didn't know where it went. Like, I was just standing there at the plate with the bat in my hands. I was like, what the fuck? And, like, everyone on my team was like, go, go, go. I was like, oh, shit, what? So I get to first base. And it was like I pinned this ball to the fence in left field. And it turned it into a single because I just did not know what was going on.
Oh, that's rough.
But then there's golf where you're just the first 3 holes, I call them warm-up holes. And sometimes depending on how I'm playing, it can turn into a warm-up round where it's like, oh yeah, these 18 holes were the first of the season. Don't worry about my scorecard. But then once the season gets going, I'm like, first 3 holes, I'm probably going to shoot a bunch of 5s. And then the rest of the round, kick back a couple of beers, and it's turns around completely around.
Yeah, I think
I'm a lot more loose, a lot more relaxed, and I started to actually enjoy the game more. So that's what I like about golf.
Yeah, I think every round last year was a warm up round for me.
It was a warm up year.
Yeah, it was a warm up year for this year. I was getting ready.
Yeah. I swear, guys, I'm going to be way better next year.
I'm gonna come back with a vengeance.
Yeah. So that has nothing to do with this first topic here.
No, it doesn't.
But I don't know. I like to talk about golf.
So do I. It's always fun. And I mean, golf is probably one of the best sports for coming back with some good stories.
I don't understand why people say oh, golf sucks. Golf's so boring. And they say that when they're younger. But when you're older, that's a sport that you can play forever.
Oh, I know, and
might as well get into it.
It's just so much fun to play with your buddies.
It's so good.
You can it's so easy. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to chirp because nobody's on the PGA, so nobody's that good. So you can always chirp your buddies, and I mean, if nobody's getting too butthurt about it, it's a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, chances are though, if you chirp somebody, you're gonna come up and you're gonna shank your drive, or you're gonna slice it, and then you're like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
Golf's kind of a tough game to back up your words.
There's a lot of karma when it comes to golf.
But it's that's one of those sports where as a kid, I can see how you just hate it just because the ball goes 50 yards, doesn't go where you want it to go. You're shooting a 10 on every hole. But if you actually get into it, it's just one of those sports where once you're done playing, competitive hockey or basketball or whatever. Golf's one of those ones that sticks around for forever.
Exactly. And you come up with good stories setting a fucking worm burner
at your buddy. Yeah.
100 mile an hour and worm burner right at your buddy's shin.
Yeah, almost taking my shin right out of my body. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great times.
Well, I told you to move. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
Yeah, but then again, I was drinking. That could be the problem.
So was I.
So our first topic today, so guilty pleasure songs or music that you won't play on aux with friends.
That's quite a list for me.
Dude, that's like 99% of my playlist.
Yeah, like I think I have good music and think like I'd be decent on aux, but I think if a lot of people were to look at the music I listen to, everybody be like, I don't want to listen to that.
No, I know. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. And you kind of have to know, you got to know your audience too.
Exactly.
Because it can vary. There's some songs on my playlist where I wouldn't play on aux with certain people, but then I would play with another group of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel that.
And you Absolutely. Find out pretty quick, dude. Because have you ever been in a car with people and you know when you play a good song because as soon as it starts, either someone compliments your song choice or everyone just starts like kind of jamming out to it or singing along or whatever. And then you really know when you fucked up and you played a stupid song because no one says a single thing. And then you're all just kind of sitting there waiting for the next song to come on. And you get that kind of moment where you're like, thinking to yourself and you're like, do I change the song now or do I just let it play out?
Yeah, let me tell you, there is not a better feeling in the world. And you're driving and you say, let me take aux, and you put that pressure on yourself. You put on a song and someone either starts singing along to the song and or asks you what the song is called. Those two things right there are the greatest feeling in the world. That's when you know you lived up to the pressure of saying, I'll take aux. And if it's just like an awkward silence for like 3 minutes, you know you fucked up. Yeah. Like that was not a good song choice.
Sucks.
Yeah, well,
and then you start to hate the song. You're like, that song really does suck.
Yeah, it's like, what did I see in that song? Like, they're right. The song does suck. That's happened to me a lot. I remember one time we were coming back from dodgeball and I think Dylan was driving, and he said, I can't remember what he said. He's like, do you want to take aux? And they were like, no. I was like, oh, I'll take aux. And Dylan just straight up started laughing at me.
So no one wants to listen to the fucking Backstreet Boys, Aaron.
Yeah. He was like, oh, what are you going to play? And I was like, oh, I just downloaded this good, like, 2000s throwback playlist. I thought it was pretty good. I was listening to it the other day. It had a couple good tunes on it. And he's like, yeah, no, we're not listening to that. I was like, all right, fair enough. All right, I'll just sit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't volunteer. It's easy when you know your friends. Like, if you know that they take their music seriously or not. Because, like, if they do, I'm like, no, I don't want to take aux. You take it.
Yeah, not a chance.
I don't care what you play. I don't want it. But, like...
You know what genre I can't fuck with anymore? Like, rap. Like, I can't get into, like, the new rap these days and, like, the new hip-hop. Like, okay. I can't. Like, everybody's got Lil in front of their name now, and I can't fuck with it. Like, the only person I can listen to in, like, the hip-hop R&B genre is Post Malone and Mike Stud. Those are the only two I can listen to.
Okay.
Because I think they got jams. But other than that, it's, like, it's strictly country and rock for me.
It's funny because I think... Like when in first year, so this is 2 years ago, I was like pretty big into country back then. Mm-hmm. But now not so much. So like I'm kind of the opposite.
I'm still huge into country. I'm a big country guy. And that's probably like 99% of my guilty pleasure songs because nobody wants to listen to country at a party except for me.
Yeah, I don't know. My country music taste is like very specific.
I like a wide variety of it. I'm not very picky when it comes to country, but if I had to name off like guilty pleasure songs, like any Shania Twain song. I fuck with Shania Twain. She's awesome. she's got some great. You can't even lie. When I feel like a woman comes on a Boomtown, you're feeling yourself. Like you're loving it. It's a good time. Fuck. And maybe some music I won't play it with friends. This is a weird one. This is kind of out of left field, but I'm a fan of Marilyn Manson. I fuck with his tunes.
Right on.
Like his shock rock. Like I like, especially if I'm doing like a workout or something like that. Like that'll get me fired up. And I mean, I don't mind throwing it on every now and then in the car either. So yeah, I'd say those are probably my two biggest. Shania Twain and Marilyn Manson. Those are my two guilty pleasures for music.
Fair.
It sounds weird.
Right,
how weird does guilty pleasure sound? That just sounds weird to say.
Yeah. That's I know. I kind of read that and I was like, I don't know if I have any of those, but like I definitely have songs that I wouldn't play necessarily on aux.
Yeah.
Or like, and it also depends on like what type of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I like old rock.
Old rock is good.
Yeah. So like, I have a couple songs or a bunch of songs, I guess, downloaded. And I only have one playlist. Like I just load everything into one playlist.
Isn't that how Spotify works? I don't know how Spotify works.
No, you can make multiple playlists on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
But
there's a debate. Throw up on the polls. What's better, Apple Music or Spotify? That'd be a hot poll.
Yeah,
right,
I guess like I think the only time it really like there is a difference is when like an artist will have a deal signed with one or the other.
Yeah,
I think because I don't think there's any Jay-Z on Spotify. I don't think
he used to not having it on Apple Music either because him and Beyonce started their own music streaming service.
Oh fuck! Okay.
I remember because Hannah got a free subscription of that, and that was around the time when like I had a couple Jay-Z songs on my phone, and they like it just said no longer available, and now they're available back on my phone. So I guess their streaming service didn't really pan out.
Okay, right on. I think like some music that I wouldn't play on aux for the majority of my friends would be songs by like Kiss.
Yeah,
because they're a sick band, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're not too bad.
But like I think, and one of my all-time favorite songs is "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins.
Oh yeah, that's a good song.
And that's dude.
That's a groovy song.
That's an iconic song.
Yeah, that's not much of a party song though. So I could see why that would be played at a party.
It's I use it for my walk up in baseball. Like like the drum solo part. Like that part. So I just fuck with it then.
That I gotta say that song as a walk up song is probably the biggest fuck you cocky song I could ever hear as a walk up
Yeah,
song.
I mean I didn't even I don't know. Josh Donaldson walked up to it in the 2015 ALDS.
Oh, okay, so you had to do it.
Yeah, but I mean like he won fucking AL MVP that year. So obviously he pulls it off better than I do.
Oh yeah, so you're trying to win AL MVP.
Yeah, I come up and it's like do 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 do, and then I just like ground out the shortstop. I'm like, fuck.
That's not bad actually. That's a pretty good walk up song. If I had a walk up song for baseball, I'd probably pick some stupid fucking country song.
Dude, actually, the best country song right now for walking up is "God's Country" by Blake Shelton.
That would be a good one. Yeah, that would be sick. I'd actually pick. I don't know if you've heard the song "Happy Hour" by Morgan Wallen. Like the first little like it's like a banjo or something like that playing in like the first 15 seconds of the song. I'd pick that as my walk up song. It's not too bad.
Okay, I mean,
but that's again why I don't have a walk up song.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean for aux, when I'm in the car with like, it depends on who I'm in the car with, man. Like. With you, I could probably play anything and convince you that it's good.
Yeah, probably. I'm easily convinced.
But like, with like, dude, the funniest person to take aux is Jordan. Because Jordan half the time he'll just be like scrolling through his playlist. Like he has the song downloaded. He's like, dude, what song is this? And I'm like, you're the one on aux. I don't know. He just downloads like random shit, and like he'll download like whole albums from this artist, and he's like, He's like, bro, have you heard this album? And I'm like, nope. And he's like, okay, well, this song's really good, and I haven't heard the other 11 songs on the album. I'm like, then why did you download all 12 songs? So I know him, like,
I never download a whole album right away.
I downloaded all of Beer Bongs and Bentleys right away.
Okay, yeah, that was an exception. I downloaded that right away. I got like Luke Bryan and Kip Moore's new album on like pre-download for when they come out. But like, yeah, I'm usually gonna go through the whole album and listen to them, and then I'll download them. Like, I'm not gonna trust that they're good.
Right. Yeah. But, yeah. I know. That's the thing. You know when artists will like release a song that's coming on their new album, but they don't release the album till like a month later. But you really got into that one song.
Yeah. And
then you listen to the rest of the album and you're like, well,
that sucked.
Not as good.
Yeah.
But like there's albums like there's artists that I like, but that I don't really like all their albums, like all the music on their albums.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like artists that have made like every single album all solid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, like, Post Malone's albums, they're all pretty good.
Post Malone, yeah, that's why I said, like, he's probably one of the only people in, like, hip-hop R&B that I still listen to, because, like, all of his albums are solid.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I still think Stoney's his best album.
Okay. I think Beer Bongs is probably his best.
I think that would be, like, the most popular opinion.
I don't think his new album is his best.
I don't think it's his best, but I still like it, man. Like, I downloaded that album too. And people were like saying like, oh, it's not like that good.
Oh,
and all this. But
I still have majority of that album downloaded. Like Sunflower and Circles are great songs.
Yeah, if that's your worst album, you're doing pretty good.
You're doing well for yourself.
Yeah.
Another person that comes to mind like that would be like John Party. I know you agree with that.
Oh fuck yeah. No, yeah, John Party, California Sunrise,
Heartache Medication. Oh.
Yeah,
both of them are fantastic.
I couldn't really get into that whole album, to be honest with you.
I get more into Heartache Medication more than California Sunset. Just a little bit more. Like I really like California Sunset, but I just like Heartache Medication a little bit more because I think I became more of a fan. Yeah, I became more of a John Party fan after Heartache Medication came out. So I was just like, I like some of the songs on California Sunset, like the big ones.
Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop saying Sunset.
Am I saying Sunset? What is it again?
Sunrise.
Sunrise, my bad. Fuck.
It's literally the opposite thing.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, I got more into him when Heartache Medication came out. But like I said, all his albums are quality.
Yeah, I think. Well, I got into John Party big time in first year.
I think you discovered him. Christian said that the other day, and I totally agree with it.
I
discovered him.
Our friend group.
Yeah.
But like at Acadia, I was introduced to John Party from a couple guys on the ball team.
Okay.
In my first year, that were like big into him. And that's kind of like really where I started to like his music. And then when I started playing that back in Halifax, like you guys, like you liked it, but you didn't really know what he was all about.
Exactly.
And then he played at Cavi, and I watched that whole concert by myself. He opened for Luke Bryan, and I lost everyone I walked in with, and I just went like 3 rows back of like front row, and I like knew every song, and it was dope. And then I found Jordan, and like he didn't know any of the fucking words.
Yeah, I bet you were screaming the songs like Dimmer at Cavi.
Yeah, not quite as good as Dimmer at Cavi. Not quite as rehearsed as that, but yeah, kind of the same thing there.
Okay. So yeah, I mean.
So yeah, I guess old rock. I mean, there's still like an appreciation for it, but like,
yeah, I'd say old rock is definitely like the stuff I like a lot, but wouldn't play with certain friends. Like I would crush old rock on the aux, like if I was driving with you or something like that. But
yeah, buddy, More Than a Feeling by Boston. That song doesn't get old.
No.
You can play that like anytime.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so let's jump into this next. This next one is a tough topic.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
It's hard to pick. So, we have two iconic movie characters, both played or portrayed, by the same actor. His name is Harrison Ford. Thank you, Harrison Ford. Fuck, I'm on a roll today.
Yeah, this is your topic.
This is what 4 hours of sleep will do to you. So we have Han Solo versus Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I was crushing some Star Wars yesterday, and I was just thinking like, wow, this would be a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough topic, man. Like for the series, I like Star Wars better than I like the Indiana Jones series.
Yeah, I agree.
But that being said, obviously, like Harrison's Ford role in both like franchises was a little different.
Did you just say Harrison's Ford role?
Harrison Ford's. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, I thought you said Harrison's Ford role.
I don't think so, but whatever. Harrison Ford.
I might be hearing shit.
in both like movie franchises was different. Like he was a primary character in Star Wars, but like he was the fucking only guy you cared about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Oh fuck! I don't know, man. Because I knew him as Han Solo before Indiana Jones.
Same.
So it's kind of like I want to say he's better suited as Han Solo than Indiana Jones. Like I can't picture someone else playing the role of Han Solo, but I could kind of see like a completely different actor going for Indiana Jones. If that makes sense. It's kind of like it'd be like Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Like I can't picture another.
No, there's just some people that
I can't picture another actor.
There's just actors that are born for certain roles.
Yeah, I think Harrison Ford's better as Han Solo than he is Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I agree. I this is a very tough decision, but I personally would have to go with Han Solo just because I think I was older before I was introduced to Indiana Jones, but like I was a kid crushing Star Wars.
Yeah.
And like all the way up through my childhood, Han Solo was my favorite Star Wars character. So yeah. I definitely would have to pick him. I mean, he's just a badass, dude. Like, I mean, he's a badass in both movie franchises, but just there's something different about Han Solo. He's just a cool dude. Like, I'd want to hang out with him. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with an archaeologist. Maybe if I was going on one of his treasure hunts, then yeah, I'd be down. But like, I mean, I'd want to hang out with Han Solo and shoot the shit with him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've seen the Indiana Jones movies, but I never really got into them. Like I've seen all the Star Wars movies, and I've probably seen most of them 5 times.
Oh, easy.
Like as a kid, like that was the only thing I was watching. I was just watching Star Wars like over and over.
Easily, yeah. That was a big part of my childhood with Star Wars.
Like most of them I've probably seen 5 times, but there's like I think Empire Strikes Back. I think I've seen that one like 10 times at least.
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah, that's a great one.
But Indiana Jones, like I've seen all of them once, and I was just kind of like, yeah, like it's not really on my list to like kind of rewatch. But like Star Wars, I could watch any of those at any time. And I mean that's debating the movies, but I still think he's better as Han Solo than he is.
That's I think that may be why I think people might lean more towards Han Solo. It's just because like how big Star Wars was. Like yes, Indiana Jones was big. It was a big franchise and stuff like that, and they were good movies. But I think Star Wars was like a generational like event. Like when those movies came out, like they were once in a lifetime.
Dude, everybody's got to see Star Wars.
Exactly, and I think like just because of how big those movies were, I think people better see him as Han Solo than they do Indiana Jones.
No, I agree.
And I think that may be why people might lean more towards Han Solo. I don't know. There might be people out there that would tell me I'm a fucking idiot. and Indiana Jones is way better, and Star Wars sucks, and Star Trek is better. If you're saying Star Trek is better, you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, that's one of those debates where it's almost like I'm saying he's better as Han Solo because I liked Star Wars better.
Yeah.
Than Indiana Jones, but there's probably movie buffs out there that like would go with Indiana Jones versus Han Solo, and then would give me like a list of reasons why he played Indiana Jones better that I wouldn't have even thought about.
I bet there's people out there that could fucking turn me around and bend me over with an argument of why Indiana Jones is better than Han Solo, but that's not the point of our podcast. We just shoot our takes at people with
literally opinionated.
An opinion with no backup, and well, I mean some backup, but I mean it's not really great backup. But anyway, I'd say, I'm going Han Solo.
Yep.
Alrighty, that was a lot easier than I thought.
What do you think I was going to come at you with Indiana Jones?
Honest to God, I thought you were going to go Indiana Jones. I don't know why, but I was thinking you were going to go Indy.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Alrighty. So like I said when we were doing the intro, nice little voice crack there. Still haven't hit puberty. Still waiting for that to happen. Tony Hawk is coming out with a new remastered game from our childhood. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, is that what it's called?
Sure.
I think something like that. I don't know. It's one of the Tony Hawk games. So I think it would be kind of cool to talk about maybe some of the classic video games from our childhood that would crush, because I know I was a big Tony Hawk kid.
So was I.
Playing on the PS2, I used to crush Tony Hawk.
Yeah, so would I. That was one of the games where it's kind of like a modern day, like, or an old day, like GTA, where like you just kind of hang out on it. And like it was the same, like you'd play like, I don't know, NHL or NBA or whatever, and then you just want to like hang out but still play games. So you just like flick Tony Hawk on and just skate around.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a big game. I used to crush this one. It was called Tony Hawk Underground. I
feel like that might have been the same one that I used to... Was it the one with like you were in this factory and there was like a bunch of lava and shit?
No, but I know which game you're talking about. I know I can't remember what it's called, but I know that one. We used to crush that like when we go on like road trips for hockey. Like,
I feel like that was like Pro Skater 2 or something.
Something like that. Yeah, we used to, as kids, like I remember back in like, it was like Atom. We used to play that like when we go for road trips for hockey. Some kid would bring his PS2, and every kid would just have his head or his eyes glued to the TV, just crushing some Tony Hawk. I used to be when I was a kid, I used to be a huge fan of the WWE games. I used to dummy those.
Yeah, I used to love doing the top rope moves in that game.
I was weird though, and still to this day, I hate losing in video games and stuff like that. But when I was a kid, I took it to the next level. I would plug in my second controller, and I'd put the player 2 as the opponent, and I would just make them sit there. And well, I beat the living piss out of the opponent. Like, I was a little psychopath, just sitting there whipping the computer's ass because I didn't want to lose.
Dude, you know what? You know what was annoying about those games?
What's that?
When you would try a move, and then the guy would just get you in a submission hold, like
oh my god,
out of nowhere. Like you would just be like trying to punch the guy, and he would just like dodge it, grab your arm, and now it's like hold X to tap or whatever.
Anytime like you got reversed on like a move, or you were trying to reverse on a move and it didn't work, I used to get so pissed off. Here's a funny story for you, actually. I remember so we used to go over to Lucas's when we were kids, and he was also big into this game, so we'd go over. We all had like a created fighter on his game, and we'd all, like, it was me, Lucas, Dylan, and Mitchell. Like, we used to just go over there, and we'd all get our creative player and do like fatal 4-way matches or something like that, and like we just beat the shit out of each other. So Lucas's character was on fucking steroids. Like, this guy was insane, and Lucas was very good at the game too. Like he knew how to reverse all this shit, and he would fuck you up. And this one particular day, he was just putting me to work, just absolutely putting me through the ringer. I was getting so pissed off, and my hands were getting a little sweaty, and I was getting really pissed off. And I went and I wasn't throwing the controller, but I was like swinging it. I was getting so pissed off. And I accidentally let go of the controller because my hand was so sweaty. And I fired it right at the TV. And all I heard was a big crack, and the TV like blacked out for a second. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I broke the TV. And anyway, it started coming back. It was blinking on and off, and then it came back, and I was like, holy shit. And we all, like, stopped, and, like, their jaws were, all our jaws were, like, on the floor. We were like, oh, my God, oh, my God. So Lucas's dad comes down, because he heard the crack of the TV. Comes bombing down the stairs. He's like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, I'm so sorry. He's like, did you just hit my TV with your controller? I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm like holding back tears. I'm so scared. I'm like, he's gonna kill me. But like, we used to get so into those games, dude. And it was bad.
Game. Have you ever had that glitch? You definitely have. But you know, like, you'll bounce yourself off the ropes, and then you'll try to, like, clothesline the guy? Mm-hmm. Have you ever bounced yourself off the ropes, and then when he's, like, running at the guy, he just, like, stops face to face to him, and he just, like, bounces off of him? Has that ever happened to you?
No,
oh, my fuck. You, like, it's like when you'd hit the button too early to, like, clothesline the guy, and then you just miss him, and he would just, like, stop right in front of the guy. That used to piss me off. So much.
I'd get pissed off by that too,
dude. But
for sure.
You saying like the controller slipping through your hand and shit. The first time I used a Wii, I took the controller and I was playing tennis, and I looked at the guy whose Wii it was, and I asked him what the strap on the controller was for. And the first swing I took, I threw the controller and it hit a flower pot and smashed it. And he was like, and he just looks at me and he was like, that's what it's for.
I think everybody has encountered a time when somebody threw a Wii remote.
Yeah,
I think that's happened to almost anybody who has owned a Wii. I remember our TV in the living room is like in the corner, so it's like the actual corner of the wall. Like, you could put stuff behind the TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing Wii Resort, and it was like the 3-point contest, the basketball one.
Yeah.
And I didn't put the strap on because, again, I was like, I don't fucking need it. So I go to throw up a shot, and I let go of the controller and fire the controller across my living room and behind the TV. My dad was just like, Dad's sitting there, and I turn around and look at him, and he's just like, you dumbass.
Yeah, no, Wii's weren't my favorite.
Wii's fun as hell.
I love playing Wii. It was definitely not my favorite.
Really? I used to love the Wii. I still like playing Wii.
Yeah, I find it more fun now. Like, I used to, like, growing up as a kid, I was like more into like Xbox and PlayStation than I was.
Yeah,
Wii.
I find more now. Yeah, Wii's pretty fun.
Yeah, we now, like, I mean, we sold our Wii like probably a couple years ago anyway, and so like I don't really play it as much. So like now when I get to play it, it's like kind of like a special occasion. So it's a lot more fun. And I'll play it with people now rather than just like do like a home run contest by myself.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I actually used to crush on Wii was my dad bought it. It was Rock Band AC/DC edition. Oh,
dude, Rock Band games are so fun.
I used to, like, you want to talk about a wizard on the Rock Band guitar. I would dummy the guitar. Like, I was playing on expert level, just the fingers were flying. I was stroking that, like, that lever thing in the middle of the guitar, just hitting every button on the guitar. Used to crush it. And now, if I tried to pick it up, I would look like I was I just got hit in the head with a pan, and I was trying to play guitar. Like,
Dude,
I can't get the coordination down.
I'm still ripping easy on Guitar Hero.
I would crush easy now. I can't, like, when I was a kid, I used to, like, I'd be all balled up, a big ball of energy, and just, like, the fingers were flying and stuff like that. But now it's just, like, I can't even get, like, I'm trying to do it right now as we speak, and I can't, like, my hand doesn't want to work that way. Like, I can get my first two fingers to do it, but I can't get the other two to work with me. So no, I think I would need easy.
Yeah, no, I played it at Will's house, like, I think it was like 2 years ago now, and he was ripping through Expert. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. There's like 4 colors on the screen at one time, and he's just like, oh yeah, just clicking them. And I'm like on easy, and I'm like strumming before it even hits like one of the colors. It'll be like the blue one that's right on your pointer finger, and I'll miss it. And I'll hit, like, the green one. I'm like, oh, fuck, shit. And then, like, Will comes on. He's like, here, let me play. Turns it down to Expert, and he's just shredding all these buttons. Like, it's nothing.
Oh, yeah. I'd be a great, easy bass guitar player right now. I think that would be my role.
Just having a note, like, every 5 seconds.
Yeah, just down, down, down.
Oh, hold this one. Yeah.
Yeah, hold this one for 5 seconds. Down.
Yeah, little whammy bar action. Yeah, no, Rock Band and Guitar Hero, those were classic games.
Yeah, those ones were great.
But, so, going to, like, Chell, I think it was NHL 07 with Ovi on the cover, and that was, like, the first, I think it was the first NHL game that was, like, you know how, like, some of the NHL games, they'd have, like, a button for a wrist shot and then a button for a slap shot. You'd, like, hold, like, circle and then release it. Yeah, it was, like, the
first one where the joystick was
the joystick. You used the joystick, and I remember being so fired up about that. So I rented 2 NHL games from, like, Blockbuster. Like, this is way back. And
fuck, I remember Blockbuster.
So, like, do you remember, like, renting games from Blockbuster and you bring one home?
Oh, do I ever.
And then it would have, like, a scratch on it and it wouldn't work and you were like, what the fuck?
Yes. Oh,
that was NHL 07 for me. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've been fired up about this whole joystick action, fucking ripping wrist shots with the fucking right analog stick. And then I get it, and it's like, I put the game in the PlayStation, and it was like, can't read game. Go fuck yourself. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I that happened to me multiple times. I used to get so pissed off when that happened.
Mom, we gotta go back. We gotta go back to Blockbuster. The game's not working.
Here's a weird thing. I think you've gotten mad at me about this, but I know people have gotten mad at me. But whenever I play Chell with people, I'm kind of weird because I still use the classic controls, but when I'm doing shooting, like when I'm taking a shot, I use the joystick. So I don't use square or circle for shots. Like, the only thing I can't get is using the trigger to, like, change people and pass. Okay. I can't get with that, so I have to use X or A. But I still use the joystick, like, for shooting. Every time I play Chell with somebody, I'm like, shit, I gotta change this really quickly, hopefully, and they're not paying attention to the TV. And then, like, I'll change it, and they'll be like, oh, you're a fucking loser. You still use classic controls, you little baby. I'm like, shut the fuck up,
hybrid.
Man.
It's hybrid controls now instead of skill stick.
Yeah. I'm like, shut up, man. I still use the joystick.
We had, like, one roommate this year, so there's 5 of us, and one roommate would use hybrid, and then the rest of us would use skill stick. Yeah. And so at the start, depending on who was signed into their account last, every time, like, it'd be like me and Greg playing or me and Mike, like, whatever. And every time we turned it on, the puck would drop for the, like, opening face-off of the game. And right away you would know who was on it last because it was like, oh, fuck. It's not passing when I'm hitting the trigger. Oh, hang on. And you got to pause the game. Both guys got to switch over to skill stick.
That's the biggest piss off. Yeah, and everybody uses skill stick now, so I always have to change it unless it's my PS4.
You're all fired up at the start of the Chell game, and you're like, all right, let's go. Puck drops. You're like, here we go. And you're like, oh, fuck. Hang on. Pause the game. 1959 in the first period left, and you're taking your first timeout.
Exactly, yeah. The amount of times I've gotten shit from people about using hybrid is ridiculous. And I would just like to put it out there that I use the joystick to shoot. And hybrid and skill stick are the exact same except for the passing control. And I can't, for some reason, I can't do the trigger. I can't do it.
You need to evolve, dude.
I know. One day they're just going to take hybrid out of the game and I'm going to be fucked.
Yeah, it's all going to be skill stick here in like 2 years.
I know. I'm not looking forward to that. It's been my worst nightmare.
Dude, another game I had as a kid that I would rip for like hours was Lego Star Wars.
Oh, dude, you're preaching to the choir about any Lego game. Wow, I used to dummy those games.
I was flying like the Millennium Falcon. And I was trying to, it was like this mission where you had to like, you had to fly down and like, I don't know, blow up the Death Star or something fucked. And there was like all these obstacles in your way. But they would have targets on them. And I still remember this. Like I was shooting all these targets, so all these ships, like, and there was this like, it looked like a cell tower in my way. It was like a satellite or something. And it had a target at the very top, but I couldn't find it. And I kept crashing into it. And it would just keep restarting at that point. And I was just like, keep approaching it. And I couldn't find it. And I'm just like shooting this like cell tower. And just like fucking pew pew, pew pew. And just like hitting the thing. And the thing wasn't doing anything. I was like, it was like 25 tries later.
Oh my God!
I finally found the target, and it goes down on the first shot. And fuck, man, like, but that was just such a fun game.
Oh my God, dude!
Using Jar Jar Binks just to jump around the whole time.
I used to like. I was into every like the Lego games that came out. I was Lego Indiana Jones, like Lego Star Wars. Used to dummy them all, and I like drank the Kool-Aid with those. Like I'd be losing it laughing as a kid. Like when they try to talk and they'd be like, "Who you maybe," and I would like lose it laughing or something like that. Oh my God, I loved those games as a kid. I tried playing them a while back because it came out free on. I think it was when I was playing Xbox. It came out free on the Xbox store, and I tried playing them. They're just not the same. Like
no, it wouldn't hit the same now.
No, they weren't the same as when I was a kid.
Dude,
I never laughed when they were like,
yes, now like if we're going classics, like I think it's like probably NHL 13 maybe when like the fighting. You know how now in like NHL 20 the fighting's like overhead and you can see the two guys actually fighting?
Yeah.
Do you remember when it used to just show the other guy's face and then you would just like move the analog stick and it would just show as like your arm punching the guy in the face?
Yeah, I think I remember that. That was
like
a while ago.
Yeah, that's like NHL like 12 or something.
Might even be before that, like 08 or 09, some way back in the day.
I don't know, but it was hilarious. You just like it just showed the other guy's face, and then
I remember
you just like punching it.
I remember NHL 13 was like the first year they introduced like the ragdoll system for like hitting. And
yeah,
I would always go into like the settings into the sliders and put my guy's hitting power up to 100 and just fucking annihilate anybody who touched the puck.
Yeah, I love that. When they entered that into like NHL 19 for hits is ridiculous. Like you can
insane.
lay guys out because then NHL 20 like you can still hit guys pretty good, but they took out like the big dramatic hits where the guy would like skid half the ice.
Yeah,
but those were so fun. And when you would line them up too, you'd be playing against someone and they try that like the toe drag move.
Yeah,
just the classic toe drag. L1 right analog stick to the right or left. You know that move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And if you knew that the guy was going to do that and you lined him up, man, you got like huge hits. They'd go flying. That was such a good feature.
I think it was the NHL game with Martin Brodeur on the cover. And the hitting in that game was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I think that's 13, isn't it?
No, 13 was Claude Giroux. I remember that. I think it might have been 14.
Yeah, it's probably
like, it
14.
may have been 14. And, like, the hitting in that game was so fucking unrealistic. Like, you'd have like a 5'5" guy go up against Zdeno Chara, and you'd send Chara fucking halfway across the ice and just absolutely level him.
Yeah,
but it used to be so much fun to play with friends, and you just absolutely dumpster some guy.
Yeah, they're just like working out the kinks every time that they release a new NHL. It's like one will come out and like it'll be like the skating's way too fast and the hits are way too big, and then like you're just like 3-2 games, and then the next year it comes out and like every game's like 8-6, hits were like 13-10, and you're just knocking them over rather than absolutely fucking laying them out.
That game is so much fun to play with buddies. Love playing that game with people.
Yeah, I used to also rip Matt Hoffman BMX. Like, it was kind of the same thing as Tony Hawk, just on a bike.
Yeah, I used to play that back in elementary school. We used to go to this place called Magic Beans. It was like a after school program.
What?
And like, oh dude, like this place had it all. We had an outdoor rink for hockey. We'd crush ball hockey. Like we'd have video game systems. Like we had it all, and that was one of the games was that BMX game.
Magic Beans, like Halifax is like Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey, don't even shit on it, dude. That place was awesome. You get lunch and snacks every day. It was great.
Fair enough.
Every Friday was pizza with donair sauce and chocolate milk. It was awesome.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, it's great. But yeah, so I think we can jump into our weekly segment. Top five segment. This week we have we're sticking with our jersey segment. So we have one more week after this week, but this week we're doing NFL. So next week we'll be doing NBA to wrap up our jersey top fives. But this week we're gonna go with NFL and Fulton. If you want to start us off.
Yeah, so coming in at number 5, I have the Chargers powder blue uniform.
Okay.
So they got the white helmets, powder blue jersey, and the white pants. I don't know. It's just the powder blue jersey is probably just one of the best jerseys in all of sports, I would say.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I like
Definitely
the look
can't
of
argue
it.
with that one.
They have a pretty good uniform set, but I like their powder blue the best.
Yeah, I like it. Number 5, I have the Pats red jerseys with the the white and blue stripes on the shoulders with the white helmet and the white pants.
Yeah, they don't wear those ever anymore.
No, they don't wear them a lot, but
that was a classic. That was like through the 2000s.
Yeah,
but they didn't. I don't think the record's very good in them, so they just stopped wearing them.
Yeah,
it's a cursed jersey.
Yeah, without as much as I hate the Pats, I gotta give credit for those jerseys. I like those jerseys.
Oh, they're so nice, dude. They're a great uniform.
For sure.
I wish they would wear them now, but they never do. I don't remember the last time I saw them in it.
Their new jerseys, I gotta say, their new jerseys look sick, but
their color rush.
I couldn't. Oh, just their home and away jerseys too.
Yeah.
This year look sweet, but I'm not gonna put them on top 5.
No, me neither. They needed an update because they had they still need an update. I think they should go with a white helmet. White or navy helmets. Maybe not navy. But,
I think navy would look better.
Yeah, I don't know. That they just stick with the silver for every uniform set.
True.
But I mean, classy organization wearing classy uniforms.
Yep, gotta do.
It's like it's like the Yankees, dude.
Yeah, everybody fucking hates them.
Yeah, but they win, so fuck it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the Yankees. So number 4, I got the new Jets uniforms, and a major part of this is because of their new helmets.
Okay.
But for their new uniform set, they're a shit team. Don't get me wrong, but
they're terrible.
But that wouldn't stop me from buying one of their black jerseys. Their all black uniforms are sick.
Oh yeah, I put them in the honorable mention. They're awesome.
Yeah, no, I like them. They're giving their fans like a reason to watch what's going on the field because it's not their play.
Aside from Le'Veon Bell, the only hope they have is that they have sick jerseys.
Yeah, pretty much. So number 4
So
for
at
you.
number 4, I have the Buffalo Bills blue or red jerseys.
Yeah, okay.
I just like the color scheme. I think it's loud, it's vibrant, and
Their
it
red
sticks out.
jerseys, I guess I could say red because their red jerseys are basically the same as the Pats uniforms. Pats
Yeah,
refs.
their red and blue jerseys are just similar. It's just kind of like a swap in colors.
Yeah.
But I like the red more than the blue. But I think both of them look really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, so number 3, actually, I have your number 5, the Pats red. Again, they don't really wear this like that often or ever anymore. But I just included it because technically, I guess you could count it as a jersey of the past, but they're still technically, I guess, still kicking around. So I don't know. Maybe they'll pull them out here in the next couple of years. I hope they do, because when the Pats were like announcing new uniforms, I was like, first of all, it's about time, but second of all, I hope it's red. Or like they had like these older kind of powdered blue ones. I was hoping to be those, but it's basically the same uniform, just like a lot more modern. But that's my number 3.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad choice. For number 3, I had the Seattle Seahawks neon green jerseys. I have them. I think they're cool, but I just have them on there just because of how unique they are. There's nobody else out there with a fucking that bright of a jersey.
It's a hot take to like those uniforms, but I actually do like them.
So do I. I don't know what else to say. They're vibrant, and I fuck with them.
Okay, so number 2, I got Seahawks, but I have the they're all navy color rush with the neon green lettering, and like the trim of the numbers are neon green.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot of the players wear like neon green cleats with those, and that looks sick.
Yeah, that does.
So like the all navy's like a little bit more like, I think it's a lot more slick than the neon, like the all neon greens. So I like their all navy, but how they still keep the neon green like with the trim and shit. And then like the players will do shit with their cleats and like whatever, like their wristbands and whatever. To kind of match that. So yeah.
Yep. So number 2, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers yellow and black striped jerseys.
Ugh.
It's just another like unique out of the box jersey. I think it's a retro jersey. But I think it looks sick with the beige pants that they wear with it. I think it looks sweet. I've been trying to find a Le'Veon Bell jersey in that jersey for a while now.
Oh,
but I think it looks pretty sweet.
Okay. Agree to disagree there. Coming in at number 1 for me, my top NFL jersey right now, or uniform, I guess, is the Saints all-white color rush.
Okay.
I don't even think I need to go into like too much detail here. It's
I'd like to hear why you think that.
The all-white color rush. I like all-white uniforms in like general. Like I think again with baseball it looks I like the all whites in baseball. Like every home team pretty much has an all white. But for the Saints, they have the all white uniforms, the numbers are in gold, and they wear the gold helmets with them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just think it looks sick.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree that it looks good. So, I'm not going to tell you wrong. For sure. They do look sick.
Dude, I'm looking at your number 1 right now, and holy fuck, and you're bashing mine. Yours, fuck off.
My number 1. I'm a little biased, but I gotta go with my cheeseheads, the Green Bay Packers home green.
You're
with
kidding me.
Pants.
How is that your favorite?
I love it. I think it looks sick. Green and yellow looks sweet.
Oh my god.
Call me a homer, but
that's the only reason. That's literally the only reason they're your favorite, is because it's your favorite team.
I mean, even before I was a Packers fan, I liked the color scheme. I thought it was interesting and it was a little out of the box, but I love the green and yellow, especially the yellow helmets. I think it looks sweet.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them, if I'm being honest with you.
I also do fuck with the Packers throwback jerseys, the blue one with the yellow with yellow in it, with yellow numbers. I think that looks sweet too.
I think those ones are worse.
Oh my god. Well, whatever. Fuck you. The honorable mentions I had for this, I don't know if you had any honorable mentions, was the Rams and Chargers New Jerseys.
Yeah.
I think those look sweet.
Honorable mention for me, I don't really... the Broncos, maybe. They're all navy with the orange.
Yeah, those ones are sweet.
Yeah. So that would be my top 5 for sure.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So that was our top 5. So next week will be NBA, and then this week we actually got a good top 5 from a message from a fan. So we might do that after next week. But yeah,
Dive into questions.
Dive into a couple questions that we got here. Don't have many, but still got some.
Sticking with the jerseys, Logan Gaunt writes in and asks, what is one athlete's jersey from any sport that you would do anything for, past or present?
Oh, that's actually a tough question. I don't know.
I have a lot of jerseys, and I'm looking to keep adding.
I'm actually running out of room for jerseys now that I think of it. I've ordered 2 more on the way, and I have nowhere to put them.
A jersey that I still really want is the, kind of the throwback Tampa Bay Lightning jersey with St. Louis on the back. So, they're old blacks with the old Tampa Bay, it said on the logo, Tampa Bay Lightning with the bolt down the middle.
Yeah.
I want that jersey as St. Louis, though.
Gotcha. That would be a good one. Fuck. I don't know, honestly. Probably, I'd have to go, just because I love it so much, I'd probably have to go with Ken Griffey in the teal green.
Yeah, you've been looking all over the place to try to get that jersey.
I want that jersey bad.
Yeah, it's a nice jersey. It's a classic, too. I mean, you see a lot of them around.
It's Ken Griffey. It's an all-time great. And just that jersey is just such a sweet color. So, yeah, that would probably be my jersey I would do anything to get right about
now. Yeah, so, let's see here. We got one from 7_Jonesy. If you were in an MLB player's shoes, what would your stance be on the proposed pay cut?
First of all, that'd be such a great nickname to have, Jonesy.
Jaden Jones. Yeah, Jonesy. He's not only a great nickname, he's probably one of the best shortstops that I know. Okay.
Well, Jonesy, good job at shortstop.
If you were...
if I'm Bryce Harper, I know I got money that I can take a pay cut on. I'm not exactly hurting for money if I take a pay cut.
Yeah, I mean, there's some players that it wouldn't really matter. It's actually
it depends who you're cutting. Are you cutting every single player?
I think so, because I saw... I mean, it would cost to have games in the stadiums without fans, that would... You'd lose a lot of revenue there as a team. Yeah. So you kind of would have to make pay cuts. If you were that dead set on bringing the game back, I think you would have to make pay cuts. Yeah. If I were in the MLB and I were making millions, it's tough because you don't want to say there's some athletes that are in it for the money, but I'd say there's a lot that
there's probably some for sure.
They really enjoy that part of it for sure, and wouldn't want that pay cut. But I think me personally, I would just want to get back out there. That I would be willing to take a pay cut.
Exactly. Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't say pay them cut their pay by 75%. I haven't even looked into too much into the pay cut. I saw the comments that Blake Snell made. That was a big thing in the news right now.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Oh fuck! He said he wouldn't play for a pay cut.
That's kind of a dick move, but all right.
But I think he said something the risk of going back out there just wouldn't be worth it for a pay cut. Like the risk to go back and play with like the chances of catching COVID, it wouldn't be worth going to play.
Okay,
if they were taking a pay cut.
All right, I take that back.
But like he was getting, bashed on Twitter and shit. Like people were saying like, "Oh, this just goes to show like which athletes play because they love the game and which athletes play for the money." But like I don't know. I think it would depend on the pay cut, but at the same time, like I would definitely be wanting to get back out there if I could.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think I would take a pay cut to play just because I would want to so bad. But I can see where he's coming from, but I can also see why he's catching a little bit of flack online for that.
Yeah, I get it.
But I think it's just the way you kind of said it. Like obviously, it's gonna rub some people the wrong way. Some people are gonna understand.
It's always gonna rub some people the wrong way when it comes to
exactly
like a player talking about money. You're always gonna get people that give them flack for like whatever they say about their paychecks.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was an MLB, NHL, NFL, NBA, I'd take a pay cut to play again.
Yeah, I would just be probably bored at this point. I'd be like, yeah, I'll take a pay cut to go play.
Exactly. I'll go play like Max Pacioretty said. I'll go play in fucking Antarctica. Right
yeah, I think it'd be worse actually if they didn't get back out to play, and they lose all the revenue that the MLB would miss out on. Would that lead to like a bigger pay cut because like they don't have the money?
I think the MLB, if they don't play this season, they're in real trouble.
I think. Well, I mean, I don't think they're like in trouble. Like I don't think they'd be in CFL trouble, but I think they would probably be out of the American sports. I think they'd be the most affected. Yeah, hard to say.
Just because of regular season's not really.
I think it would be NHL. I think it'd be NHL.
You think it'd be NHL?
NHL wouldn't have as much revenue, I wouldn't think, as MLB would.
That's true. I think it's just like with how little people pay attention to the MLB regular season, with them not having it at all. Like I think that would hurt.
Yeah,
no, I could see why you'd have the NHL up there because the NHL does have the smallest revenue out of the American sports.
Yeah, and
which makes sense.
I could see like I get the proposed pay cut, to get you back out on the field, but you're not bringing in revenue for fans, and it's gonna be tough for like jersey sales. Even everything's gonna be online now for that kind of stuff. So I get the proposed pay cut. If I was a player, I would definitely be more on the side of I'd want to go back out to play rather than what's going on with the money.
Yeah.
But again, depends on the player really.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, not all contracts are $300 million.
No, you're right about that one.
So
overpaid. But yeah, that's kind of all the questions we got for today. Thanks for everyone for writing in, and be sure next episode to look on Instagram on Friday or Saturday. That's usually when the story will be posted for.
I went past this one. From Cameron Greer. He just says, "I miss you, Fulton." Yeah, I miss you too, buddy.
Okay, well there you go, little tummy sticks.
See you at Acadia, hopefully, if we're not online or whatever. There you go, little tummy sticks in the questions segment. Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying before I was interrupted. Go run over to Instagram and Friday or Saturday, submit some questions, give us something to talk about, and if it's a good topic, we'll share our opinions. That's the thing too. Give us a topic if you want before we get into the questions. Yeah, like if there's a topic. Yeah, and like I said earlier, we're kind of wrapping up our top 5 jerseys. So I mean, if you have any top 5 ideas for us to do, send her along. I know we're gonna have to go deep into our thinking caps for a couple top 5 segments, but I think we'll be able to do it. It's not that hard, dude. I feel like, what's your top 5 favorite way to brush your teeth? Okay, that might be kind of tough, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard once you get past 1. I don't know. In the shower, out of the shower.
Oh, you're thinking like I was like with a toothbrush, like without a tooth, like.
What would you use other than a toothbrush?
I mean, I have used my finger.
Oh yeah, I guess a little finger brush. But yeah,
a little.
That's the Cavi special.
But yeah, if you like the show, easy way to help us out. Run on over to Apple or Spotify and just throw us a review. Maybe a little quick 5 stars. If it's anything below 5 stars, keep it to yourself. We don't want it. But yeah, if you want to throw us a review, maybe even write a little review. We will read some funny ones that come up. Like this one from, I don't know if we've read this one before, but Big Sports Guy 666.
Yeah, we read that one. I think I like this one from Tommy J. Pugh.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
So he said, I'm a catch-up with KD guy.
Okay.
What a couple studs. Makes me proud to see the development of Haji, turning into a real man.
Yeah, that's Tommy J. Pugh. He's a beauty.
We might have read that one too, now that I think of it.
Yeah, we might have.
But there's an example for you.
Exactly. It could be something as simple as that. You just got to say how great I am, and we'll read it on the pod.
Or, yeah, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and make sure after you're done giving us a review, just throw on a quick subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Like you said, this was the big number 10 for us. So, and nobody's told us to stop yet, so that's a good sign. But thank you to everyone for listening and tuning in once again. Like I said, remember to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Pylons Pod. That's where you can reach us to submit any questions, topics, top 5 segments, even just your opinions or some feedback. If you want to say you two are fucking idiots, we'll read that on the podcast. And reminder that it is staff parking only outside and all violators will be towed. Have a great week, everybody.